me. My name is Nicole Hamm, and I just wanted to take this time and this moment, this opportunity that Jillian and Beaches Rotaract have given to talk about something that's very coming of age and very, I think, meaningful to all of us right now and where we are in our lives, and that is embracing shifts and changes in the transitionary periods in our lives. So I'm going to discuss what transition is, what it can look like, how it can show up, and how we can use it to benefit ourselves and to step into our fullest potential and our full power. So, transition by Webster's dictionary definition is the process, period of changing from one state or condition to another. So, very general, very blanket statement, but there are so many aspects that it can come into. So, for one, I kind of did a little bit of market research amongst myself, Facebook friends, real life friends, and just kind of asked, when you think of the word transition, what comes to mind? Would the consensus be positive or negative? And for the most part, it was generally positive. People gave feedback as of marriage, getting a job promotion, buying a house. And then there were also interesting things as of in the time that we're at, like moving sexually, transgender, death, moving from a high to a low. And transitionary periods can be difficult, and they can also be extremely exhilarating. And there's a quote by William Bridges that says, "When we are in transition, we are most completely alive." And it is one of those things that really settle into my body and into my bones, because it's not the hard part of deciding to do, it's not the hard part of doing, it's the in-between. And the in-between shows up for me sometimes as struggle, as pain, as fear, and sometimes it shows up as overzealous. And there's so many different types of transitions that I've experienced, and I think that the biggest one that I want to talk about this evening is leadership and coming of age. And I think it's the one that envelops our professional and our personal developments and transitions kind of into one. So I did a little bit of research, and between 25 and 35 millennials is when there are the most transitionary periods in our lives. So that was broken down into major life events, major job changes, and major personal changes. So I don't know about you, but I've been in at least 7 weddings already. My friends are getting married, they're having babies, they're doing all of these things, their life is shifting. And then I've got my other single friends that are just like, listen, we're hanging out, we're doing all these other fun things, and it's just such an interesting dynamic. But then you've got work, and you've got your friends that have flexible schedules, and you've got friends that work 9 to 5, and then how does this all fit in? And then you have your schedule and your social responsibilities, your professional opportunities, and how does that all fit in? How does that show up? And for everyone, it's different. For me, sometimes it shows up as I have everything in 2 hands and I can't do anything else. Sometimes it means that I need to take a step back and quiet my mind and just take 48 hours to myself. And I have learned that since everyone experiences transitions in different ways, that there's different ways that it has to be identified, and there's different ways that you can embrace it fully. So I've broken it down into my simplest terms as in keep, stop, start. So in times of transitions, keep breathing. Keep knowing that what you are doing, the path that you are on, has already been pre-designed, pre-planned for you. Know that whatever is showing up is just showing up momentarily. As this transition, it is only temporary. Stop the self-doubt. Stop the negativity. Stop the fear. The only person that can hold you back is yourself. And if you allow the tape of your mind to drive your well-being, it can end up in a situation that you may not really truly enjoy. And start expressing yourselves. We are coming of age where past traumas will show up, and how we interact with people, how we show up to a job, how we show up to different responsibilities. And if you need to talk to somebody, if you need to take the time away from yourself, if you just need to practice self-care by eating a sheet full of brownies, do that. Because whatever happens is going to happen and you will be absolutely fine. And we know all this, but the bigger question is why? So why should we do all of these things in our transitions? Because rigor is equal to resistance. The more that you resist, the more rigorous you become physically, spiritually, emotionally, and that does not lead to your growth. That does not lead to your capability. That does not lead to your fullest potential. And so I invite you to just really step into your power, step into the struggle, even if you don't want to, whether you'd rather not do something else or you take the easy way out or the way most comfortable, step in, step up. Because the growth, what's designed for you, what's for you will absolutely never miss you. And it's important that you decide from here on out that whatever shows up will just show up, and the way that you react is what you control. So in conclusion, I encourage each and every one of you to fall into your space, to fall into your power, to fall into your alignment and be every single part of the badass that you already are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amen.
Are there any questions? Yeah.
So I know that you practice yoga, and there has to be a direct correlation between how you're managing these transitions and keeping calm. How important would you say it is for people to make sure that they manage their physical condition as well as mental, and how this relates to other parts of their career?
Yeah, so the best analogy that I can give is think about when you were born. You were a child that was dependent on the nutrients from your mother. And as you grew up, your mother had to nurture you and feed your soul and feed your body. And that started to feed your mind and give you the questions and give you the whys and the curiosity. And it's the same thing as we're older. You have to take care of your body so it can tell you what it needs. If you are in a slum, if you are beginning to lose yourself physically, you're going to lose yourself mentally. You're going to lose yourself socially. There was a period where in my early years of college that I was very heavy and I don't want to go out anywhere. I don't want to do anything. And it was hurting my growth. It was hurting my acceptance. It was hurting my drive to be a part of the bigger than. So I think it is all connected, and the way that it shows up and the way that you decide your physical activity is for you. Mine is yoga and other Pilates things, and for some people it might be spinning. It might be taking a walk around the block 5 times with their dogs. It's different, but like whatever is going to fuel your body so that you can fuel your soul to feed your mind, I think is extremely important.